The challenges that are faced by refugees have brought to the fore the problem of statelessness.
Denied access to education, healthcare, marriage, to work legally, to move freely between and within states, and have access to social services including an official burial and a death certificate are just some of the challenges faced by stateless persons. Statistics from the United Nations Refugee Agency indicate that by November 2020, an estimate of at least 137 million people in Southern Africa were undocumented, among them children who struggle to have access to education due to statelessness.
There's so many challenges, and the big challenge is documentation and to have a right and properly documentation for people.
Statelessness becomes a major issue. I keep on referring to children because as children, for example, you can go to school, but eventually in South Africa you can't write your matric exam because you have no identity document.
Our Catholic Education Network is part of seeking solutions to this problem, part of offering home and a sense of belonging to children who may not feel that while in our country.
Archbishop Buti Joseph Tlhagale, the first liaison bishop for the Migrants and Refugees Office of the Southern African Catholic Bishops' Conference, SACBC, in collaboration with Caritas South Africa and the University of Pretoria, has launched a program to identify and end statelessness in South Africa.
Ours as the church or a faith-based organization is to welcome these people and try to link them to the different departments for any kind of assistance.
One of the things we've done, for example, as the Bishops' Conference, is to do a research on undocumented people, on stateless people, to find out actually how many people in the country or in Southern Africa do not have ID documents.
And sometimes when people are crossing borders, they do not have the proper paperwork. What we are doing is to raise awareness and also to show migrants that there is no need to have fear. Everyone has a freedom to move.
So this is an ongoing research, but this has been a breakthrough in terms of beginning to focus on a specific problem that face refugees, face migrants, face local people.
As the first liaison bishop for the Migrants and Refugees Office of the SACBC, Archbishop Tlhagale called for the establishment of pastoral care for migrants and refugees offices at both the diocesan and local churches to assist undocumented persons with online registration. Efforts from dioceses and organizations are placed together to reduce the amount of statelessness in the southern region.
One of the things we are trying to do is to help people without documents to get registered.
And the church continues to help where it can, and we give thanks to God that we have a bishop who is ready to help and also to journey with his department that we call the Department of Pastoral Care for Migrants and Refugees.
He really worked hard to assist the people in the sense of giving awareness and information and how important it is to keep the documentation updated.
Some people are reluctant to be associated or to go and register. You can't live in this world without an identity document. So we are saying you will not get an ID, but you will be registered.
Following in the footsteps of his predecessor, the current SACBC liaison bishop for the Migrants and Refugees Office, Bishop Joseph Merikizito of Aliwal Diocese, has since 2015 helped hundreds of undocumented children legalize their status and subsequently gain access to basic human rights such as the right to education.
oko ndinyuka ndisihla ndingayazi na ndingayenza ntoni, abantwana bam ndingazi na ndingathini, ndithathe ntoni, ndithini. Ndifuna abantwana bam bafumane ukuthi bangene isikolo, bayenze ntoni, bapeye, bathini, andisebenzi, andiphangeli, bengayazi na ndingathini. Qha kwaya kwazawufika uba ubishop wanceda kakhulu.
We were kicked out of school because we didn't have a South African document. Bishop Kizito helped us a lot. We got back to school, but my aim now is to finish matric.
Father Kizito has been able to help a lot of other children. I can't even maybe be specific, but I know, everyone knows here in our community that the Father helps. So that's why we personally came in front also to ask for help.
The first time I was not schooling because I didn't have a birth certificate. A lot of children were asking me, why don't I go to school? And I was so feeling unwanted. So there was this father who was the man who helped me to go to school and get my birth certificate. I'm now in grade 7 and my future is to become a doctor, also social worker.
Basically, those were our missions: to welcome the people, to promote their human value, to integrate them, and also to protect them from abuses.
Situated on the banks of the Orange River, Eastern Cape Province, Aliwal Diocese is home to migrants hailing from various countries, mainly from neighboring Lesotho, who cross into South Africa oftentimes through illegal means.
We are now standing between the two countries, that is the Republic of South Africa over this side and the Kingdom of Lesotho over that side.
Together with the Catholic Church in Lesotho and the Department of Home Affairs, Bishop Kizito has been on the journey to assist stateless children.
We, as the church in the Diocese of Alwa, we have been very concerned about the stateless children.
We have been getting problem of undocumented, so we are trying by all means as a church to help them so that they can even find the most suitable place, maybe to stay or to get some food.
We are in headlocks with the Department of Home Affairs because they are unable to help some of these kids. The Caritas, that is the Roman Catholic Church, under the leadership of Bishop Kizito, they really help us, especially when it comes to the issue and the matter of food.
We came with other churches, with the Department of Home Affairs, with the Department of Education, with the Department of Social Development to see what can we do. Because these children were out of school for 5 years.
No learner is supposed to be not admitted at school. Every learner in South Africa should be at school. But you see, it's a court judgment. And it was given the Department of Education that was reluctant even to expose it to the people. Up until us, as the DEF, we collaborated with Bishop to call all stakeholders to expose that now in education, the children that are inside the borders of South Africa, irrespective of their nationality, they are not allowed to be not at school. Every child must go to school.
Our biggest achievement was the government allowed these children to go back to school with IDs or without IDs.
In November 2014, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, launched the decade-long #IBelong campaign to end statelessness globally. And in April 2021, UNHCR, in collaboration with Religions for Peace, launched the Multi-Religious Council of Leaders to strengthen efforts to address the root causes of conflict and displacement and support peace-building, inclusivity, and reconciliation.
These are the United Nations conventions that are trying to get countries to sign up to this convention so that to begin to eliminate the question of statelessness. And also to get the religious leaders from across the world who are involved in the United Nations to try and see whether they are increasing the numbers, they are raising the awareness of people about the challenge of statelessness.
But more can and will be done if we stop blaming and work together to get papers for people who do not have those papers. That bit of paper is not just a piece of paper. It's a story. It's a story helping me to move on with my life. It is a story of my belonging. It is a story of my dignity.
And in December 2023, Archbishop Tlhagale, a supporter of the #IBelong campaign, together with other religious leaders at the Global Refugee Forum, pledged to support and welcome migrants and refugees and to work together to improve the lives of forcibly displaced persons, regardless of their nationality, race, religious beliefs, class, or political opinions. Although the issue of statelessness has been recognized by the international community for decades, it remains a human rights challenge that has not been given the attention it deserves.
And I really want to make an appeal to join together for the benefit of our children. If we don't do any work today, tomorrow they will be excluded, totally excluded. Today they are already excluded, but they have the rights and they need to be welcome in our services, in all the potential that they have could be developed.
Unless the governments voluntarily accept people born without documents as their citizens, nothing will change.